My name is David Kleibush, aka Bart. Yeah, Bart's a given nickname by another skydiver due to the time I had short, kind of spiky blonde hair. And he wouldn't lay off, so I answered to it, and it stuck like glue. Yeah, the next week I was in the computer as Bart.
That would be the most stable.
July 30th of 94, my first jump. Went down with 3 other guys, 2 brothers and a buddy of theirs. And I was the one guy that thought would wimp out, and I'm the only one with more than one skydive. Another thing is, it was a place that gave me a lot of confidence. You know, because especially when I started getting called Bart all the time, the person known as David didn't matter. No matter what I thought or how I grew up, whatever I was outside of skydiving, you know, I walk in that door, all that's done, it's Bart. Yeah, and it gave me a ton of confidence, and that confidence has gone over the rest of my life.
I'm Greg Thompson.
Bob Hendrickson. So I started skydiving in 1990. I had seen it on TV, but I didn't really know it was like a sport. So come spring, I looked in the phone book, went with the place that was cheapest, because that's a smart thing to do when you're learning to skydive, and talked a few friends into going. And between then and the day of my first jump course, they all found other things that they needed to do, like organizing their sock drawer. And so I went by myself.
I'm not much of a risk taker, really, in anything else I do. Skydiving is kind of unusual for me. I didn't realize you could do that in Michigan. I thought it was something you had to be in the military, or maybe they did it out in California or something. So I asked a friend of mine, you know, we just kind of dared each other, you know, I'll do it if you'll do it. And we both took the first jump class, and the weather was bad. We couldn't jump, which I was very thankful for. I was scared to death. And it was hard for him to reschedule it. I went down by myself, made my first jump, and then agreed to do a second jump with him.
I learned in a trailer on cinder blocks with a giant hole in the middle of the floor with tape around it. It was almost like taping, you know, like a chalk line around a body. Super sketchy, totally sketchy.
But yeah, I never had any intention of becoming a skydiver.
Whereas my first instructor would tell people that I was his only student that was asking about gear and how much it cost in the first jump course. You haven't even tried it.
Same thing at Great Lakes Skydivers. Dennis had been in business for 25 years, so he's pretty well established.
Hey, we're getting ready to do a little
by then.
skydiving. This is my friend Dennis. And Dennis, what equipment do I need before I head up?
Well, we need a parachute backpack with 2 parachutes. This one has the second parachute. There's our first parachute back there. We need helmet similar to this one and an altimeter similar to what you have in your hand.
What's an altimeter?
The altimeter tells us how high above the ground we are.
How high above the ground are we going to go today?
We're going to go up to 3,500 feet, which is about 4 times the height of the Empire State Building.
It's Fox Paws with Miranda.
But it was a pretty unique place. He owned all the property and owned the runway, which you don't usually have that at a drop zone.
It was interesting. You get to this place because it's half house, half hangar, half classroom, you know. I bet you we had 20 first jump students in my class. And that was like every Saturday and Sunday you'd have people doing their first jumps.
And he had 2 planes and a lot of really good experienced skydivers. And he he had it down pretty well, how to teach people, and he had a really safe business there. Unique place.
Stop turning. Okay, just stay like that and enjoy the view for a second. I'll be right back with you.
Hey, Bart's here. Need to get on load? Yeah, get on load. Good. You current? No. Cool. You're diving out of a trail plane for an 8-way on your warm-up dive. What?
Two dangerous parts to every skydive. Opening, when you're jumping with other people.
I almost had a free fall collision. I tracked over the top of a girl that deployed, and I don't know how I missed her.
It's not because the chute's not going to open. It's being around other people. Greg mentioned having somebody underneath them. Yep, and then landing. As the parachutes got faster, the risk went up.
But yeah, I've definitely skipped my ass off the ground several times learning the hard way. Thought I had it, you know. I don't know how fast I was going. 40-something mile an hour, I don't know, 35, 40. Thought I had it and hit. But I walked away.
The trend is still very positive over decades and decades, but so, I mean, if people listen to the training and are conscientious, it's super safe.
Funny part is I grabbed my other rig, got right back up on the airplane and did it again. You know, like this summer I got to do one of my best jumps of my life for my birthday. Took my wife on a tandem and my buddies got to jump with me. And we've been together about 12 years and married for 10.
Don't get too far above them either. Be just a little bit below.
To me, it doesn't get any better than that. I hadn't been that stoked for my skydiving in a long time.
Kick ass! That was fucking awesome!
probably one of my favorite skydives in the last 27 years of my life, and I got to share it with my wife.
That was awesome. Happy birthday, my friend. Welcome to the 50s. They're awesome.
I've been on 2 state record jumps, which you were on both of those.
How big?
40 and 42. And then Quincy, the World Free Fall Convention, I've been to 2 of those. That was the chance to jump, vintage aircraft, hot air balloons, helicopters, the jet, 727 jet.
$4,000 jumpers from all over the world.
Parachutes in the air constantly.
Yeah, back then in the late 90s, early 90s, the World Free Fall Convention, it wasn't uncommon for 1 to 3 people dying that 10-day span at that place just because it was a free fall.
Bob's done some world record stuff.
They did some camps all over the country for a world record 244 person jump in '94. And the only reason I got a slot is because I was on an 80-way, and so I was one of the last ones in the outer ring, which means I was the last one out of the plane, and it was a 4-plane formation, and the pilot started kind of banking the plane. He started doing this thing to bank the plane to get the last people out and get a better shot at the formation. And he banked it too much, and I cleared the door and I hit the tail. And somehow I kind of got my wits about me and found the formation and got into my slot, and I landed, and Roger Nelson, that had organized it, he came running up to me and gave me a big hug, and he said, "You got a slot." So I earned my slot the hard way. And it was 244 people that we were trying to link up over, I think, a 9-day event. And we built the largest formation ever built of 236. So we never got to the ultimate goal of 244, but 236. And it was crazy. I think I landed on the airport maybe 5 times. So we were landing in gas station parking lots and the median of the highway, and you just always had to hitch a ride back. I think they still do it, but
they're having a hard time finding people to even do it.
Yeah, it's still going. It's just not at the scale that it was back then.
My name's Nate Keeterman. I'm a master's student at Western Michigan University studying engineering management. I'm a former president of the Skydive Broncos. Just kind of worked my way up through the team. Worked my way up progression-wise, skill-wise, became a coach, became an instructor.
Listen, it's gonna take a while, man. It's not gonna take a Okay. Cool.
But the team itself had a lot of work that needed to be done, a lot of pieces that weren't part of the puzzle yet. I did not see Colton the whole time.
That's a really good video. Wait, the whole jump?
The whole time, yeah,
Jump.
under canopy, yeah.
Oh, what about in free fall? How'd that go?
So the goal, the overarching goal, is to increase the collegiate prominence within the sport. You go to a collegiate competition nowadays, it's all the government-funded Army West Point, Navy, Air Force people. There's only 1 or 2 collegiate teams.
This is what you want to avoid. This is the biggest mistake. Okay? We're just turning it real slow. Go. Do this. This piece tries to go, get my leg, get my leg. And then what am I doing? I'm just pulling. And then you never see each other until you under parachute. Cool. Try it now. Go. Follow through, face off. Then feed him through, and then just straight. There you go. That's it.
And last night he was like, yeah, some people just do it. Hi, good. Hey, Garrett.
We're at Collegiate Nationals, Garrett. Collegiate Nationals.
We're here to take, we're team 1. Not probably gonna be 1, but we're gonna. Team no altimeter. Back in the 60s, people would come from all over the country to this competition and just show up to skydive. And they loved it just because they were in college and skydiving was new and young, and yeah, it just had that culture about it. But, so we're trying to bring it back to that unique culture. There's this awesome old photo of all these guys dressed up by this really big plane in like these goofy outfits. They were all skydivers, all collegiate skydivers. So to see it start at that and to have us kind of, reinvigorate that passion and that energy into our own team is awesome. I'd say thank you to those guys, and they're always welcome to, reach out and join us and reconnect and share old stories of the past and the new stories of the modern day. So, yeah, we thank those people.
One thing I wish more people would do was just hang out at the drop zone and listen to people like me or Bob or Greg or that's been around and sit around the campfire and hear stories, and because that's how I learned a ton, is hanging out with other skydivers and listening to them talk and asking questions. And talking, telling stories is one of the best things you can do as a skydiver, is to learn from other people's mistakes.
That's one of the nice things about it, is it's a huge variety of people and a great group of people. I mean, they're all people that are that are doers, you know, the people that made that decision and followed through on it. And it's a tight community too. Dennis Johnson, who ran Great Lakes Skydivers, he used to say, skydiving has very simple rules. The punishment for breaking those rules is severe.
Yeah, it's not very complicated at all. You just need to follow the process. Listen to the training. You know, it's been figured out.
So yeah, keep it simple and don't push the envelope.
It's my mantra.
Yeah, right. Now.